This is my Chunkman account. With a mere chunk in his possession and a dream in his heart, he began his quest to conquer the vast expanse of old-school RuneScape's landmass. He started his journey from humble beginnings in Lumbridge, but with an arsenal of custom tasks, he has faced and overcome countless challenges. His journey has taken him through the trials of total level grinding, epic quests, mysterious clues, and perilous encounters with fearsome bosses, all in order to unlock new chunks of land. Now halfway through the journey, the road ahead may be paved with even greater challenges, but with each obstacle overcome, he moves closer to his goal. So welcome to the second half of Chunkman DDK. Last episode we completed 3 quests related to the Troll quest line, being the Troll Stronghold, Eadgar's Ruse and Devious Mines. With those 3 quests came 3 new chunks, and those were the last piece of Apatol, a part of the house on the hill on Fossil Island, and the eastern side of Caterpie with the entrance to the White Wolf Mountain. That last chunk is what we are going to focus on in this episode. We still have quite a few quests left to go, and next up, because we unlocked the entrance to the White Wolf Mountain, we can now do Heroes Quest. So we're just outside of the Heroes Guild. To actually get into the Heroes Guild, we only need 3 items: the Entrant Firebird Feather, a Master Thief's Armband, and a cooked lava eel. When asking Achites about the items, she doesn't really give much detail, so we're pretty much on our own to get all of the items. Let's start with the lava eel, and as Achites mentioned, we will have to check with a person who actually knows a lot about fishing, so we might as well go to Port Sarim to Gerant, the shop owner of the fishing shop there. Gerant mentions we need to use our fishing rod, but we need to make it lava proof, and for that he gave us some blemish snail slime, and if we mix that with some water and a Hairlander, so a Hairlander potion unfinished, we will get a nice coating, a blemish oil, and if we use that blemish oil on our rod, then we get a oily fishing rod. So now we're all set to actually get one, and where we need to fish is in the Taverly dungeon. And here we are at the lava place. Let's use our fishing bait. And a little bit later we get a raw lava eel. We then of course need to cook that, so let's find ourselves a range to cook this on. And there we go. That's our first item we need, the lava eel. On to the next one. We need an armband from some thieves. And Achites mentioned that we could get some information as we have some contacts. And those contacts are because we are in the Black Arm gang. So let's go to Varrock and let's get some information on how we could get those armbands. To become a Master Thief and get the armband that comes with it, Catherine says we need to do something very high level, and that's steal from a pirate. There are some pirates in Brimhaven, and the captain there has some very valuable candlesticks, and we need to go and steal them to get an armband to prove our worth. At the hideout of the Black Arm gang at Brimhaven, we can find Trobert, and he gave us all of the information on how we can steal those candlesticks. The new right-hand man of the pirate we are trying to steal from is a former Black Knight. So they actually took his papers before coming here. So we are going to dress up as him. That's why we have the black armor here. Yep, that ruse worked perfectly. We can go in with our ID papers and the black gear we are wearing. Grip the head guard gave us a job. He just gave us a key. That key is used for something, but he does not know what. He says the key is being used for one of the doors over here, so we need to figure out which one. For this part, we need a partner in crime. We just need to give the key to a partner, which is in the other gang. So let's pick up the miscellaneous key on our other account. Because of that, our other account can now enter through the door, which he needed the key for. Let's now try and steal from the cupboard while our friend is waiting in the other room. And there he goes. Grip does not want his drinks to be stolen, so let's close the door. And now he can be unsuspectingly be killed by our partner. We get all of the other keys on the keyring, and that's perfect because now we can traverse the entire house and steal the candlesticks. And there we go. Pete's candlesticks. Let's get back to Catherine to actually get our armband as proof that we are now master thieves. And there we go. A thieves armband. Only one item left and we can be let into the Heroes Guild. For the last item we need a feather from a firebird, but a firebird does not sound really nice to actually touch the feather of that kind of creature. So what we are going to need is some ice gloves by killing the Ice Queen up in the White Wolf Mountain. So this is why we needed the White Wolf Mountain, and although we could have done this sooner because we had the glider system already unlocked, this is just a little bit of quality of life that we can actually enter the start of the mountain instead of having to use the glider. So let's unlock the chunk either way, and then let's get onto the mountain. A little bit further on we can find a rock slide which is blocking our entrance, so let's mine it down. And then let's go down while these ice warriors are attacking us. This is a kind of a maze. But for that we of course have the quest helper to actually guide us in the right way if we actually follow it correctly, which I wasn't doing. And there we go, a bit later we are at the throne of the Ice Queen. Let's kill her pretty quickly. And there we go, that's her down for some ice glove, which will be very useful for a lot of things, but for now we just need them for the quest. Let's go to Entrana now to find ourselves the last piece of the puzzle. On the north side of the island we can find the elusive firebird. It's only level 2, so we can just kick it to death just to steal one feather. There we go, a fire feather. That's the 3 items we needed. Let's go back and let's get into the Heroes Guild. 3 items we needed. Let's give them to Achites. And that's the end of the quest. We have completed Heroes Quest. We get 1 quest point, access to the Heroes Guild, and a lot of experience in a lot of different skills. But I don't think it will give us any levels. Nope. But the most important reward we have now, because we can enter the Heroes Guild, there is a way down here. There is also a blue dragon here which we can kill in solitude, so that might actually be useful as well. But what we are actually really looking forward to, as we cannot use this crevice, I'll have to run all the way around. We now have access to the Fountain of Heroes, and this is going to be a very big upgrade to our wilderness adventures. We can now charge our amulets of glory. There we go. We can teleport up to level 30 wilderness with these, which will be a very big difference than using a Slayer ring. So I'm really happy we can actually finally use these. And I'm not really sure the rings of wealth if we can imbue as well. No, okay. A very big accomplishment here that we can finally imbue all of our jewelry, or our glories in this case. I was waiting for this to happen for a very long time. And we finally did it. Heroes Quest completed. That means another task completed. So let's complete it on our spreadsheet as well. And then let's pick another chunk. The first quest we can do after unlocking the White Wolf Mountain in its entirety. We have completed Heroes Quest. Our 93rd quest in total. And our 289th chunk in total now. And then back to our map. The last chunk we unlocked was a part of the house on the hill on Fossil Island. We can now unlock Volcanic Mine as well. Another quest down, another pretty decent way to get another chunk. Let's see if we can get something good or just something in general. I really don't mind getting a bunch of bad ones now. So let's see. Let's pick a chunk. Okay, A very small part of, I cannot read this, a vault. I think this is going to be used for Desert Treasure 2. And we haven't even done Desert Treasure 1, so this is probably not going to be used anytime soon by this account. But another part of the desert. We are nearing actually completing the full desert after they have added all of the new parts. So perfectly fine with this chunk. Let's continue with all of the things we can already do. The next question line that we can now do, because we have unlocked the White Wolf Mountain, is the Grimtails quest. So let's talk to Silas here at Taverley to see what is going on. Silas tells us that he is a collector of very rare items and he is willing to sell some beans to us, or trade actually, as he wants to trade the beans, the magical beans, by trading us if we can give him 2 items. One of the items is to go to Grimnash on the White Wolf Mountain. Grimnash is a griffin and he wants a feather. And the second item is to get a helmet from a dwarf, which we can find a little bit further on in between here and the Ice Mountain. But let's first of all go to the White Wolf Mountain and let's see if we can find the griffin. On the northeastern side, we can find Grimnash. There are some feathers here, but I doubt he will just let us take them. So we have a talk to option, so let's talk to it to see if he can give us permission to get a feather. Grimnash was telling that it had a little bit of trouble to fall asleep, so he wanted us to tell him a bedtime story about skeletons, zombies, a gnome being dismembered, all of those good things, and he fell right asleep. So let's take a feather. Let's already give our first item to Silas, so we won't have to carry that around with us, and then let's get to Rupert, the dwarf we need to take its helmet from. We seem to be at the right place, but nowhere we can find Rupert. We do find Mayazrka, a very difficult name to pronounce, but she does not really speak about Rupert and she does not let us in. We do have the back entrance though, and a drain pipe we can talk into. Okay, let's try that. And there we go, we are at the right place. Rupert the Beard is actually on top of this building. Rupert seems to be stuck in this building, and the princess here that is guarding the house is actually responsible for it. She can overhear us a bit while talking into this drain pipe, so we have to come up with another idea to be able to talk to Rupert. To be able to talk face to face, here's the beard of Rupert, as he has quite a long beard. And we can now climb up to where he is. Rupert tells us the story of how he got into this situation. He was looking for another dwarf who was going to sell ogle roots in Drainer Village. But last time someone saw him, he was talking to a witch and then he disappeared. Apparently the princess here in front of the building is a relative of that witch, so he was talking to her to see what she knew, but when she invited him back to her place, she locked him in, knocked him out, and stole all of his gear. So now it's up to us to finish the investigation, and then let's make sure we give Rupert back his armor, and then we can take the helm as a reward. Princess Mayazra, as the queue is apparently silent, tells us that she actually locked up Rupert because he was snooping around on her cousin. Her cousin is the witch from Witch's House, and she should be on her way to actually make sure that Rupert tells her why he is snooping around. We made a deal with Mayazra though. The last time she was at her cousin's house, she actually lost a pendant. So we made a deal that if we can return her pendant, then she will free Rupert and we will be able to get the helmet, of course. So let's go to Taverley and let's see if we can find that pendant. We still have the key from last time we went in here, so that's an easy fix. Last time we got the key from the mouse over here in this mouse hole. And it's that place that actually she lost the pendant and a rat or a mouse took her pendant. So we will have to find a way to get in there somewhere, or to get the mouse out of it. There was some talk about a piano in the basement, but like you can see here, there is a gramophone. Why would you use a piano if you have a gramophone? So that is a bit strange, so let's investigate. We can find a music sheet with a specific song, so let's try that on the piano. And that opened up a compartment in the piano where we can find shrunk ogle roots and some notes. The to-do list wasn't really all that useful, but the shrinking recipe was very useful. We can actually make a shrinking potion with the shrunk ogle roots and a theremin potion. But we have to be within a certain area close to some glyphs for this potion to actually work. So I hope there is some glyphs near that mouse hole. Here we can see the exact same glyph like on the note here. So here we go. Let's drink the shrink me quick potion. And there we go. Shrinking until we can fit into the mouse hole. And there we can find the mouse or mice level 95. Okay, that might hurt if we actually get hit here. Let's see if we can find that pendant. Oh, there we go. Found it. Take the pendant. One pendant handed over. And there we have Rupert fully geared back onto the ground. And there we go. As a reward, we get Rupert's helmet. With the 2 items now in our possession, let's go back and let's buy some magic beans. We got the beans, the magic beans, but we got a weird kind of story as well. So if we plant these in a special mound, a tree will grow. At the top of the tree, if we climb it, it will reach to the heavens and we will find ourselves on a cloud. On that cloud we will find a giant we need to kill, and that giant is protecting a goblin that was encased in gold, and that will be our reward, which we need to give to Silas again. So I'm not really sure what we are getting out of this, but let's go and do it. I'm kind of interested in what's going to happen. This is the mound. If we read the sign, we should not actually put anything here, but what can a sign say? We will just do it. So let's plant the magic seed. Let's pour on some water. The ground is shaking. The bean is sprouting, and oh wow, very big beanstalk. I'm not really sure if this kind of gear will be able to actually kill the giant, but might as well try, I guess. Let's pot up. Let's climb the beanstalk. Okay, we can't bring our pet, so we will have to go and bank the pet and get back. So, okay. Alright, let's try that again. Let's climb the beanstalk. And there we can find Glod, the giant. And he starts attacking us. Okay, and a bit of an annoying fight with the prayer drain, but this went actually pretty easily. Glot is down. Oh god. He drops a lot of things, including the golden goblin we are looking for. Let's make some room so we can actually pick these kinds of things up. We brought the golden goblin back to Silas, which he gladly accepted. And now he warns us that there are probably a lot more giants over at the cloud, so we should actually make sure that beanstalk is going down. We can't just cut through it with our rune axe. We do still have a shrink me quick potion, so that's actually perfect. Let's shrink the beanstalk instead of ourselves. And there it goes, that's a lot smaller now. Let's chop the beanstalk. And there we go. One beanstalk down, that should not pose any problems anymore. And that's the end of the quest. We get 1 quest point, 60,000 woodcutting experience, 25k agility and thieving experience, 15k herblore experience, 10k farming experience, and 5k hit points experience. That's a lot of experience we've gotten together with the dwarven helmet. As actually, he was not looking for the helmet of Rupert. Rupert apparently stole some potion from the witch here in the witch's house and he hid it in his dwarven helmet. And it was a hair ointment which made his beard grow that fast. So that's actually the reason he had such a long beard. This is an interesting helmet though. It has 6 attack bonus for crush, so this is pretty much our best crush helmet. We do not get any levels from all of that experience, although we are pretty close now to achieving level. But we have completed Grimtails. I'm glad we actually got some nice XP rewards, because otherwise we only got this helmet for all the trouble we had. But that was a nice one-off quest. The last one we can now do because of unlocking the White Wolf Mountain. Another quest means we have another task completed for another chunk unlock. So let's go back to our spreadsheet and then back to our map. And that's another quest down. Grimtails. Our 94th quest has been completed. And that now brings us up to 290 landmass chunks unlocked now. And then back to our map. The last chunk we unlocked was just a little part of the vault here, which will be for Desert Treasure 2. This doesn't change much as we don't really have anything else left to unlock next to it, and the other part of the vault itself was already unlockable. We're up to 81 selected chunks now, mainly because of the addition of the crater here, the Bounty Hunter crater. But let's see which chunk we are going to get after another quest completion. Let's pick a chunk. Oh boy. Another piece of the Ironwood camp and the first part of Prifdinus. I wouldn't call this the best chunk, as we can't even get through the underground path yet because we don't have the chunk here just below the fishing guild. It will be useful in the future, but for now it doesn't really do much. And with the last White Wolf Mountain quest that we could do now completed, the only thing that remains is to finish off the monkey quests, and then we're finished with questing if we don't roll another quest chunk. But that's what we'll see next episode. So for now, have a great day, and I hope to see you all then.